Final Four coming up this weekend, and college. This to me, and I know you may see things the same, you may see things different. To me, this NCAA college basketball tournament has been one of the more entertaining that I've had in many years. Now, maybe because I've got a player that excelled in this tournament that I'm very partial to, but Final Four will be pretty amazing this weekend. I don't know that, maybe they should set up reseeding. Maybe Michigan and Arizona should be playing, semifinals against Illinois and Connecticut. I don't know, but you talk about Malzahn being a vampire. That's Dan Hurley too.
No kidding. Try to chest bump. Those are quotation fingers for those listening. An official. Yeah, man. You got your 2-1s playing and a 2 and 3 playing.
Yeah.
Why are we doing that?
Well, a 9 seed made a run to the Elite 8, and a big part of that was a kid that I'm very familiar with. And let's go ahead and bring him in now. And joining us on the A+ Roofing and Construction studio line here is Iowa Hawkeye swingman. I call him a swingman. Is Tate Sage. And Tate Sage joining us here. Tate, man, congratulations on an amazing season with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Thanks for taking some time to join us here today on the Weekend Big Show. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How's it going?
Well, I'll just say this. You had an amazing game against Nebraska. You played really hard against Illinois, Clemson game, and the Florida game. I told you had 2 points against the Florida Gators, but I told some people around your old neck of the woods, if you're out there on the floor in the last few seconds against that squad, your coach has a lot of confidence in you. Your game, you had moments, you had spots, but you were really part of a clicking unit. Talk about, what it's been like to make that Elite 8 run with your teammates.
I mean, it was pretty fun. Like you said, there's been moments and clicks. I mean, that's just part of my freshman season, though, and me being young is kind of a roller coaster. But, I just had to keep my head down and, stay the course. But, no, it's absolutely been fun. And I love Coach McCollum, and I love his system, and I love the people that I'm playing with. And so, I even started playing pretty well towards the end of the season in March. And so, like you said, I got to be on the court and in crunch time moments, which, I mean, I'd absolutely prefer. I'd hate to be sitting on the bench and, just waiting to go in because that's just who I am. But, no, it's been absolutely great, and it was a fun ride.
Well, and I'll say this, Tate, I thought there were times down the stretch in conference play where it seemed like the team didn't hit on all cylinders, and I noticed your minutes were down a little bit, and I think somebody told me, a little bird told me that Coach came to you and said, we're going to change that.
I mean, like I said, like it's up and down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much of that I can share, but I mean, obviously I was a little frustrated after, losing to a team like Penn State on the road. But, I trusted him, and I trusted the coaching staff, and I trusted the process. And like I said, I stayed the course and tried not let it, kind of go here with me. I tried to stay pretty level headed. And then, eventually my number got called.
Yeah. Jeremy?
Oh, I was just, thinking 6'7", 210. Shoot the three like you do. Man, going into a second season in the Big Ten, I mean, you guys and I'm sorry, man. I'm just saying, wow. So you go into that second season, and so you were recruited to Drake by your current coach, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you followed. I guess you never did. You actually enroll at Drake?
Not enrolled. I signed, but
okay, you did sign with Drake. I was kind of looking through your recruiting. It's a long ways from Lindenwood to Drake to Iowa. What's that like, man?
Man, it was. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, Drake was my arguably like biggest offer between that or Tulsa. I don't know if you want to consider Missouri Valley or A-10 bigger, but I didn't have very many opportunities at the Division I level. I only had 3, and I feel like I could have went D2 and been a great player and probably would have transferred out after 1 year. But, I believed in myself, and going D1, like I thought I could go to Drake and help the team and compete and help them win. Then obviously went viral. He took the job at Iowa. And it's like, oh crap, what's gonna happen? And so then he called me, and it was pretty straightforward. He goes, "You want to come?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So he sent the papers over, and went to Iowa, got to work in the summer, and grinded out, and ended up getting a spot.
Tate, you played so much ball and at such a high level at Weatherford and in Oklahoma, and maybe folks listening from other areas don't realize the competitiveness in Class 4A for Oklahoma high school basketball. I mean, there are kids that even if they don't go D1 probably have the talent to play at the D1 level. Talk about what's your high school career, and then also I would imagine you're probably the poster boy now for rogue basketball on the summer stuff. But talk about what your background helped prepare you for this moment.
I mean, it was everything. I get a lot of that asked by the media about, why I play like that and how I play like that. And I just tell them that's who I am and where I come from, right? So, I mean, I feel like it's a big part of being a Weatherford Eagle and Coach Bull's system and how I've played my whole entire life. And so I even told the media the other day, Coach Bull's saying play like underdogs. He sent me a picture of it before the Nebraska game, so I was thinking about that. And no, I mean, out of Western Oklahoma, like I feel like my biggest thing is I just want to kind of show kids that it can happen, and to believe that no matter who you are or where you're at, it can happen. And so, obviously we won a ton of games in high school, so that prepared me for college a little bit. So I've kind of proven I'm a winner, and then coming up to the next level, winning as well, was also pretty something good to see. And then obviously playing travel basketball is pretty important. I played AAU travel basketball since, I can't remember, probably 5th grade. It's important. So, I chose Rogue. I mean, I played with 3T with Wayne Anderson out of Weatherford for a little bit, and then kind of sat down and talked to my brother and my dad. We thought it was a time to go play for a bigger team on a bigger stage in front of college coaches, which was important. So I could have played with Team Griffin, but I chose fit and I chose people. So I could have gone to Team Griffin and played probably 10 minutes and not be able to play the role I had, but I chose Rogue and be able to play the whole 40 minutes and kind of excel in that role. So I mean, everything in the past has really helped me and shaped me and got me to where I am.
Yeah, now that you've had time to reflect, what's it like going from having your games called by a guy like Chuck Ramsey to playing on the floor with the absolute GOAT, Kevin Harlan, and Fran Fraschilla calling your games?
It's pretty sick. Shout out Lawdog for kind of training me up a little bit. God, I got some media experience before I got the college experience. So I'm a little better
Android
now,
stuck in your face.
A little better now, but no, it's a blessing. I lie to you if I say I wasn't going back watching the games just so I can hear him call my name and stuff. It's something you dream about as a kid. I mean,
that is so
put
cool.
your name in the video game and let Kevin Harlan say your name and stuff. So
oh yeah,
it was surreal. So I've gone back and watched that stuff, and it's pretty cool too. Like I ran into those guys in the hallway, and it's where they'll call me up by name, and like Fran and Kevin Harlan literally walk up to me, shake my hand, tell me a great job, and you just never think like something like that would happen. So it's pretty cool.
Well, and I tell you, I was coming back, I think, from baseball or maybe soccer for Weatherford, and I was catching maybe just the early part of the first half of that Nebraska game. So I put it on Sirius XM in the car, and it's Fran Fraschilla, and I forget who the play-by-play guy was. But then I get home and turn on the TV. It's like, holy cow, he's got Kevin Harlan on TV and Fran Fraschilla on the radio. And really, they should make exceptions and have Fraschilla be able to switch over to CBS for TV from ESPN. But that's my opinion. But no, I tell you, and that's what I was going to say earlier. I kind of got distracted. Man, I tell you, the Iowa Hawkeye social media, are you dating the camera person? Is there a girl that's running the camera or something that you're involved with? Because, man, you get a lot of FaceTime on that social media.
No, I mean, well, like picture-wise, I have no control over that. They kind of just put whatever picture-wise. But, no, our camera guy, Matt Little, he's pretty cool guy. And it was after the Washington game. Or before that, he kind of talked to us. He's like, bro, why don't you ever say anything to my camera? And I was like, well, I didn't know you wanted me to. So then he ran up on me after the game, just like this, Tate, wanted me to say something into the camera. So I kind of said the part of our song we listened to before the game that gets us ready to go. And then I've just saying that into the camera, and then he turns it into edits and stuff.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I watched you on your West Coast swing. The Oregon game was on Big Ten Network. We checked that out. And then I think I saw a bit of the Washington affair. But talk about, like Jeremy was touching on, a full season in Big Ten basketball play that has a whole different look about it now. But we see the success that the Big Ten is having in the tournament, and talk about what it was like to go up against, such the competition like that.
I mean, obviously it was that's the best conference in the nation. I mean, the best conference you could play out of anywhere in the world if you wanted to go. And so it was pretty special coming right out of high school, and let alone going to the conference and then playing and getting minutes, which was pretty cool stuff. But no, like I said, it's the best conference in the world, and all year long, we kind of got battle tested, and that's the part about the Big Ten is you'll play a game on Tuesday, and you'll turn around and play another quad one game on Friday. So, no, it's battle tested us and got us prepared for March.
Well, and also, talk of, and anytime there's a coaching vacancy at a Blue Blood, there's always talk about somebody who's up and coming. And I think Coach McCollum did a good job squelching that. I personally would have thought it'd be kind of cool to see you in Carolina blue. I don't know, but and then
I could think of somewhere I'd like to see him, but I'm not going to tamper.
Yeah, no tampering. Other than maybe if you need to tab up your brother to come join the black and gold. But no, it's it's one of those situations where after Coach McCollum, I think, squelches the rumors, then I see that he goes out and signs Mr. Iowa basketball in the recruiting trail.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about Coach Mack is, I've never questioned his loyalty. I mean, obviously, you guys have seen all the stuff about him coming from Northwest to Drake to Iowa. I mean, bringing the same people. I mean, he has managers there that were with him at Northwest, which is pretty cool. So, when I took my visit to Drake, we kind of talked to him about some jobs he would take because that thing was kind of taking off. And so he said, I want to go to Iowa because he was born and raised in Iowa. And he's like, I want to turn that into a dynasty. So I believe he's here for a good while, and he's going to try to run this thing up a little bit. So
outstanding.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then the picture of him with Dr. Tom Davis, that was huge on social media. It really, I think, set the tone. And we talk Blue Bloods a lot on here. I can remember back when Iowa was a pretty tough out back in the my day. In fact, I watched BJ, who was the bull? BJ Armstrong and Will Perdue play in the all college classic in '87. So going way back there. That was the OU run with Mookie Blaylock and Stacey King, where they broke my heart losing to Kansas in that final, and really my life's never been the same. So no,
it really hasn't.
You guys winning state cured a lot of that. So anyway, Jeremy, I tell you, we're obviously thrilled to have a big time D1 basketball player here with us, but like I said, I can remember his first start in high school against.
It wasn't that 4-2 game, was it?
No, that was part of it. That was part of the run. But what I remember most, and your dad commented this, I think, on my post about your media escalation, is no more parade inside my city.
No more of that.
That's right.
I kind of got to be PR trained a little bit now that it's blasted everywhere, but
that's right.
I'm still myself. So
talk about Bennett Sturts. I mean, what has that guy meant to Coach McCollum and then this year with the Iowa Hawkeyes?
I mean, he's Coach McCollum culture. He's Iowa culture, Northwestern culture, Drake culture at its finest. And so the culture and the vision they try to bring from every school to Iowa is Bennett Sturts, the way he carries himself, the person he is. And so he's really been helpful and a light to me in my freshman year. Ever since the first day, I mean, I was kind of asking questions, and I could always go up to Bennett, and it seemed like Bennett would always have an answer for me. So, and obviously he's a really freaking good player too, which is going to help. And then he's a great person. I mean, probably one of the best people I've ever met in my entire life, and I'm serious. Great person, great Christian, and he's truly a mentor and somebody that I look up to.
Outstanding. And I looked up, I had to Google Northwest Missouri State. What is it? Maryville, Missouri,
Maryville,
I think.
Missouri, yep.
Jeremy, did you play any of them at Washburn?
No.
Okay. That's kind of a center of the triangle between Des Moines, Omaha, and Kansas City. Seems like I remember you guys maybe in team ball or maybe your rogue days playing some big squads from around that area. Is that just kind of a hotbed for some really, I'd say, fundamental type basketball players?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but at the same time, like there's athletes everywhere, and like we talked about earlier, like there's hoopers, there's ball players everywhere in the nation. Like shoot, nobody would have guessed there'd be a kid out of Weatherford, Oklahoma, and Western Oklahoma, but there is. You know what I mean? So you can do it from anywhere, and you just gotta believe. But I think the farther north we go, it's considered more of the north or the Midwest, and so the athletes probably aren't as great, but then you gotta kind of find a way to play winning basketball. And so then we go north to like Lincoln and Omaha, like you said.
Yeah.
And, but the competition is still great.
Well, and like I said on my broadcast last week when you guys were coming off of the big win against Nebraska, I remember watching you and your brother both, and then CJ and Nate as well. And we see it so much on kind of a flip side, but you guys were all so fundamentally sound. If you got an open shot within 5-6 feet, you were going to know what to do with it. Always impressed me that way. And then also just, having basketball awareness. And I know your dad had a huge factor in that. Talk about David Sage, your dad, and what his upbringing, meant for you and your brother.
That's the reason I'm founded like I am. Growing up my whole entire life, I was coached by my dad and Garrett Smith for a little bit. And I remember even Curtis, CJ's dad, was helping for a little bit. And so, when we talked about homegrown, we were truly homegrown. We were getting taught fundamentals and stuff like that and how to play the right way. My dad didn't even let me shoot a three until I think it was 6th grade. Because, you wouldn't be strong enough. You kind of throw it from your shoulder a little bit. So
bad form.
Stuff like that just absolutely it helps, and it really shows once you kind of get older, and then you don't have to worry about the fundamentals, and you can kind of just grow your game and sharpen your stuff up. But no, it was huge, and I'm actually thankful and I'm blessed that I got brought up that way, and I'm definitely going to do that for my kids.
And Tate Sage visiting with us here on the Weekend Big Show. His father, David Sage, a state champion at Carnegie back in 1992. Then you won a state championship in 2025 and knocked a bunch of dust and THC off of the scoreboard there at the old big house. Threw that ball right up into the middle of the scoreboard. I'm calling the action as you guys are celebrating, and there's this dust kind of lowering down from the scoreboard. Yeah, asbestos, THC, and dust. But no, and I think that's so impressive, and the announcers caught on it too, is that Coach McCollum, he knew you were a winner. He knew you had championship in your background. And I think that was huge also. Going forward into your sophomore season, what is it you're going to be doing and working on? And I'll just say this, to me, the weight room work kind of showed. I don't know if maybe you're out there playing with a bunch of sticks. You're still thin, but man, you look like you've got more muscle on you than I ever remember.
Yeah, for the next year, I'd say for me personally, I put my bar pretty high. I'm expecting big things out of me. I'm still gonna play my ball. I'm still gonna play like Tate Sage, but I think I'm gonna take more of a schoolwork role on next year, and as well as I want to get to where I guard the best player every single game. I did that for a little bit in high school, but defensively is, if you can't guard at this level, then you're not going to play at all. And so I've grown a lot there, being able to guard the ball and just be able to guard in general. Like you said, the weight rooms helped me because the majority of these people out here are grown men, like 22, 21 years old. So put on a little bit of weight, compared to me last year, I'm pretty buff, pretty stocky, but then you compare me to the guys I'm on the floor with and I'm still pretty thin. So no, we're going to attack the summer and, try to put on some good weight and get lean and be able to hold my own a little better. Not saying that I got punked, but start doing more of the bullying and just expect big things out of myself.
Just have a burrito on you at all times.
Yeah, so much of it's just about getting those carbs in. And if anybody knows about bodybuilding, it's Jeremy. No, but you definitely took on a different appearance in your freshman season, and I know you're going to keep working. Last question: who you got this week in the Final Four?
Oh man, I hate to say them because they beat us, but they are the Big Ten, so I'm hoping Illinois will pull one out. So if we can get a Illinois-Michigan matchup, that'd be pretty cool. Both Big Ten teams, and or I guess they're playing right now, huh? But if we get one of them in the finals, that'd be pretty cool because it helps the Big Ten out. I'm pretty sure we get paid if they.
Oh,
so, and as well, it's kind of one of those things like you don't like each other when you play each other, but when you're not playing each other, you root for them. So it'd be pretty cool to see if one of those teams can win one.
So does anybody at y'all's games break out with Big Ten chants or anything, kind of like another conference that we know?
Chants.
Yeah, Big Ten, because that's the SEC version.
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, I don't think so.
Hey,
I don't think people like publicly cheer for them, but inside you're kind of rooting for that team.
We got a big time Sparty fan that is a big time follower of our program, Dan Narva up in Michigan. What was it like to go up against Tom Izzo?
That was kind of a little shell shocking for me. That was our first conference game in the Big Ten, and it was at Michigan State. So they kind of put it on a tee for them a little bit, and so we got smacked up there. But that was that was kind of our test going into the waters. But they are a good squad, a great team, and I absolutely respect Coach Izzo and what he's done at Michigan State. And so, next year we're kind of looking forward to that one. It's kind of got one we got circled.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and I can't wait to see you and see maybe what kind of further recruiting your coach Ben McCollum can do. And then I know we missed you this last season at Weatherford, but I was so glad to see how you were doing with the Iowa Hawkeyes, and it was just great to watch that really from the get-go, and great to have the Big Ten network. Dan Narva says Sparty never plays well at Carver, so you'll get
that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
I was going to ask you, did you get to go to a football game and do the wave at the Cancer Center?
Yep, I went to every single home game.
Outstanding.
Cool stuff. Yeah,
that is so outstanding. I tell you, Jeremy, we're OU homers here and Big 12 and SEC now, but the Big Ten has some pretty amazing traditions when you think about it.
It really does.
And that Iowa tradition that they waved to the Cancer Treatment Center, that is just totally amazing. So anyways, but man, what a great season for you. We appreciate you taking time visiting with us, Tate, and man, tell your mom and dad thanks so much for keeping me up to date on things as well. And I won't go into details, but there's going to be some things going on with regards to your family and maybe some movement. So we'll pay attention to that and see what happens. But man, congratulations, and we miss you in Weatherford, and thanks so much for jumping on here with us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, so much.
Tate Sage, Iowa Hawkeye, with us on the show.